Hey, what's up, everybody? Hope your week has been finding you well. And I wanted to make a video just to, you know, show you a deck that I've really been enjoying. I've come to really love these artifact style decks, specifically with vehicles. So I kind of wanted to make a video to run down what I have been doing specifically within Artisan Pioneer. So we are running 24 lands. Um, because it is artifact vehicles, we run Mech Hanger. And towards, turn 4 and 5 and on, the third tap ability, you pay 3, target vehicle becomes an artifact creature until end of turn, is really nice. Especially if you're dealing with decks that are more, controlly and removing, let's say, your pilots and any creature that you can use to crew. The mech hanger really helps out with that, and it's gotten me some really good wins against some difficult decks that I play against in this format. Um, yeah, specifically like, uh, just mono black with death touch. If I use the mobilizer mech, it has flying, so like people who have death touch on the ground, I can get over them and still do damage, and it's nice. But yeah, I've been thinking a lot like the format that my friends and I are playing. Like, there's a bunch of like mono black is really strong, so I don't know if we're gonna talk about like banning certain cards or whatnot, but I've been able to get some wins with this deck, so that is nice. So deck rundown, like I said, 24 lands. We have 4 Tranquil Coves. I'm not sure if I want any other tap lands in this because um, it could be too slow, especially if I have a bunch of. I have a total of, what is that, 22? 22 cards are, 2 value or less. And then if you add 30 cards are 3 or less. So I don't know if adding another tap land, I need to make sure that I play things rapidly. Um, and you can say like my 5 slot, my value, mana value 5, I've got reverse engineer, but it has improvise. So I can tap artifacts to play this. Um, so it basically comes down to 2 blues, basically pretty quick. And keeps me on top of the card draw because I'm going to be playing a bit faster than other decks. And it actually surprises me like how fast this can become. Like, if my opponent keeps a slow hand, like, I can blow them out of the water so fast. So I think the staples for this deck, if I had to pick, I would say Hot Shot mechanic, because it lets me crew things, more easily, because it lets me crew with its power if it were 2 or greater. And then I would say Ingenious Smith, if you don't know what that card does. It basically lets me, when it enters the battlefield, you can look at the top 4 and then reveal an artifact and put it into your hand. Um, and on top of that, it grows fairly big because once per turn, whenever you play an artifact, you get a +1/+1 on it. So it's like, if people don't want to use their kill spells on this, he becomes a problem pretty quick. Um, and then we also have Patchwork Automaton, which any artifacts deck, like, I don't know why you wouldn't want to run this card if you're based in vehicles or any creature style deck, because it also gets really big every time. And this one's even better because it's like every time you play an artifact, you get a counter. or whenever you cast an artifact spell. So that gets really big too. Let's see. Michiko's Reign of Truth, I've noticed isn't overly strong with like, I don't know, against the Black Death Touch. Honestly, when we go to sideboards, I generally take at least two out, just because like it can make something big, but if they have a 1/1 Death Touch, it it doesn't really generate the correct type of value for this deck. Okay, there are certain times where like this card is really good, but specifically against the styles of decks that I've been playing against, I've just been taking it out a lot of the time. And then so if we go over to like all the vehicles that we have, I have two mobilizer mechs, which when I crew this one, it lets me crew another mech for free. Or sorry, not a mech, but any vehicle for free. So that is really nice. So that's our two slot vehicle, and then we have three slots. We've got Imperial Recovery Unit, which if my opponent chooses to, kill off my Hotshot Mechanic, my if they choose to pay the Ward 2 and kill Patchwork, I can get him back. And then I can also get Ingenious Smith, which lets me search again. So whenever Imperial Recovery Unit attacks, I get to return a target creature or vehicle with mana value 2 or less from your graveyard to your hand. So that is really nice. If they are very controlly, I get to bring things back. So usually first game, this guy does really good because they're not ready for me to bring my stuff back, especially if I don't get them till later. Let's see what else. We have two metallic rebukes. Um, yeah, generally second game I am playing all four just to optimize. Then we've got Prodigy's Prototype. I love this one a lot because if I get this guy Prototype with Mobilizer Mech has flying, and so I can swing with him a lot of the time without any blockers, and I create another 1/1 pilot that crews for two for greater power. And so it's really nice because it generates value every time I swing with a vehicle. The crazy thing is, it's like I don't even have to swing with this guy, so I can always save him for to block. He has a great body. He's a 3/4, and he creates a 1/1 each turn whenever I choose to attack with a vehicle. So that's why he works really good with Mobilizer Mech. And then same thing with my bigger vehicle, Untethered Express. This guy is crazy, and he's like the bread and butter for the deck. Like when you win with this guy, it feels so good. But whenever Untethered Express attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on it. So, when you attack for the first time, he automatically becomes a 5/5 for 4 mana. And on top of that, he's a vehicle. So it's like if your opponent doesn't have an instant spell removal, like it it just deals an insane amount of damage if they aren't, prepared to deal with it. So it's really good. And then let's go with sideboards. So I haven't actually played too much with Lantern of the Lost. I've thrown it in my sideboard because recently people, like I've said before, people have been playing these like Black Death Touch, like Reanimator style types of decks where they interact with their graveyard a lot, whether that's, recasting sorceries or instance recasting spells or bringing back creatures. I'm not sure if I want to have four in there, but I did just because like it feels really bad when you lose to something like that. That's just like one of the things that gets to me is like when people are pulling from their graveyard and I can't keep up in value. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when I can't keep up in value with the deck, it feels bad to play and I don't want to play it. So Lantern of the Lost is just like my safety net to be like, I can get rid of our graveyards and my deck will instantly improve above yours, you know? So that's why I kind of been keeping it in there. Born to Drive, I would um let's see. It says you can enchant artifact or creature and it gets +1/+1 for each vehicle creature and or vehicle you control. So you can use it for that if you want to like enchant mobilizer mech if they don't have flyers, you know, or anything else. But I also liked it because of the channel. If somebody's killing all of my creatures to crew stuff, I like the channel because then it creates two pilots that can crew any of my vehicles. So that's kind of how the deck works. I've been having a lot of fun with this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. I just want to keep posting to, record my deck building skills. I want to improve and I want to, keep a dialogue of it. Just currently in my situation, playing Artisan Pioneer is the best way for me to do that and play new cards. So I will be posting another video soon. Thanks for watching.